know we run a little late, but we here. Welcome to the Beyond Celebrity Show. The Beyond Celebrity Show. I'm your host, Cesar Pena, and we got our co-host, producer extraordinaire, Mr. Miguel Sanchez.
What's up, everybody?
Yeah. So, man, it's been crazy today. It's been nuts. Just trying to figure out all the craziness going on with the government, and I saw that the CBA loans and all kind of crazy stuff was going on. They say now instead of a couple weeks that we're gonna get our checks, now they said it was gonna be like 6 weeks, but now the guy came on today and said 2 weeks that people that's online that they're gonna get their checks direct deposit.
So I got an email from AOC's crew. They said 5 months.
You see, and that's what the guy was talking about today. Today, the dude just came on right before I came on here. They was like all these things going around. He was like, I'm telling you, we're doing it in 2 weeks. We're gonna do the first, as long as we got you in the system, they're gonna do the first direct deposit. And if that goes smooth, they're gonna have a specific way so you could get into their system online that they could do the direct deposit after that. So he's saying after 2 weeks, the first wave of people gonna get it. And then after that, they're gonna try to come up with a system that they don't have to send you checks. That they're gonna try to put you in a system that they direct deposit.
Yeah, I mean, that's dumb. Like, this is the point. Right now, what everybody's realizing is how messed up they are because they didn't take advantage of technology. They didn't take technology serious enough. So right now, it's like, you're still doing checks? I haven't got a check from a client in years.
Exactly. Like, just a little while ago, somebody was like, yo, she's like, you need money? You need some money because the guy owed me money. And he was like, you need money? I was like, yeah, I need money. Like, give my money, So he was like, all right, I'll sell it to you real quick. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't talking about cash or nothing like that. It was like, yo, I sell it or any other way that, I could send it to you.
Venmo, Zelle. There's a billion technologies that you can send money with that you don't need to have a check. Yeah. It's just another way to slow things down because now we got to print those checks. We got to mail those checks. Yep. It's like, trust me, wait, it's on its way.
Exactly.
But this is no joke, man. This is some scary stuff. I'm seeing a lot of people passing away, friends of mine, fathers, brothers, sisters, mothers. Shit is crazy, man. And
my whole Facebook timeline, people's cousin just passed away. People's grandfathers just passed away. And they're like hardcore, like been through everything. And then this thing came and just wiped them away. Another thing that just happened, I just saw it in the Philippines. I don't know. No, it was in Thailand. In Thailand, that dude that spit on the guy, the back of the guy, he spit on him. And like moments later, he died. The old man died. And then the guy was old that spit on the young guy. But now they're trying to find the young guy because now he has it. He has it. So
the old guy spit on the young guy and he had it?
He had it. And they said he knew he had it because he was a patient. And he got on the train.
He was sick and he tried to get the guy sick.
Tried to get the guy sick, and he did get the guy sick. But at the same time, he fell inside the train station, started vomiting, and passed away right there. Like moments later. Like 30 minutes later.
The old man.
The old man did. Yep. Okay. Yep. So shit is crazy out here, man. You gotta protect your neck. Watch it back. Like it's not a game out here, man. Like even in Times Square today, man, they had all these kids that were spitting on cops. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you saw that. What? Yeah. Some young whippersnappers, man. And they was yelling that they had coronavirus. They were yelling that shit out. Ooh. You know what I'm saying? Like what kind of society we live on? Like things like that happen. You know what I'm saying?
This is bringing out the worst in humans, man. Like you just see it, how people are like not taking it serious. Like, fuck it, I'm not gonna get sick. I don't care. You see people, and it's like, yeah, but you can get your mom sick, or your grandma, or somebody else. It's crazy, man.
But it's bringing out the best in people too, though. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm seeing a lot of people, like especially out in Jersey, like people are really coming together and really taking care of the older people. You know what I'm saying? Like they're not asking for no money. You see people driving by, like somebody's birthday was down the block from me, and like the teachers, it was like 5 cars of teachers and 5 cars of students driving by saying happy birthday. You know what I'm saying? Like
That's
things
cool.
like that, you know what I'm saying? You see that humanity is real, you know what I'm saying? Like good people are out there, you know, so yeah. But you just gotta watch out. You gotta keep your eyes open, you gotta watch out, you know, there's always grimy people
I
out
know.
there.
Hurt people, right? It's like
Yeah.
people that are messed up, they gotta do stuff to make them feel better.
Yep.
So today we got no guest, but we're gonna do another Q&A with Cesar. So if you have any questions, Maria, we got Maria back from Serbia. Nice.
Yeah, Maria.
Checking us out. Some teenagers saying, "I don't give a damn, I'm safe." Yeah, she said they have that even in Serbia. So yeah, so let's get our questions going. I have a few. If you guys have any, ask them.
So before we get really into the question thing, so the podcast, I'm so excited for the next 4 podcasts that we're gonna drop. It's all about my biggest money shots, right? All my money shots, every single shot that I got that was worth at least over 5 figures. Um, some of them was worth close to 6 figures, and I'm doing a 4-part series. Like today, I just yesterday I was working on it, but today I finished it. We should have it out by tomorrow. So I'm excited about it because it's crazy stories. You know, me working on O.J. Simpson. You know, me working on Tristan cheating scandals. You know, me working on Mariah Carey engagement to the billionaire. You know, so it's a lot of stories like that that I told other people, and they were just blown away when I told them the story that I'm going to bring it to the podcast. So it's going to start with episode 7 tomorrow, and we're going to get crazy with it. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy.
So subscribe, give 5 stars. Apple, Android, Anchor, everywhere. Spotify.
Spotify, just go on there and consume it. Consume the stories that we have up now. We got 6 up now. So consume all the stories right now, and the new stories that's coming is going to be crazy because no one's ever told these stories. You just see the pictures, you see the videos. No one's ever told the real behind the scenes stories of a lot of big shots out there. So I'm bringing it to you guys, and yeah, it's exciting. It's exciting.
So that makes me understand, because when I first started learning from working with Cesar, what I learned, because I came from it from a tech perspective, and the first thing that I realized once I started working with him is the stories. Like I always told him, I don't care about these celebrities. I like the story, but we weren't telling the stories, right? So now that we're telling them, it's awesome that everybody gets to hear them. But what I learned is the stories are what sells the big money, right? Yep. So it's about the story that makes this a big deal, which they're willing to pay. So a lot of times, Cesar and his team, they got to create the story. They have to really like manufacture the story based on what's happening, so the publications can tell it to all of you. Yes. So that's super interesting, and you can figure that out a lot more when you listen to the podcast. But yeah, that's the super interesting part about this paparazzi thing. It's not just take a picture, take video, and give it. It's like, why are you taking the picture? Nope. What is the reason that you're after this person?
Even time coding, like time coding, like what time did this happen? Like why, like what was going on, like while it was happening. You know what I'm saying? And it's a lot of storytelling, and the big money shot people out there, they're gonna appreciate it because those guys, and some of them probably gonna get a little mad because I'm revealing some secrets. The way the mindset of it's like the making of a killer. You know what I'm saying? Like that thing on Netflix. You know what I'm saying? Like getting into a mindset of somebody that's like that's out there. But people got to know it's not easy, right? Like I had to go through so much to get to that point that I know I can bring these stories to you. And it's like going to school. It's like going to med school. I had to do 8 years of paparazzi school to get to where I'm at now,
Yeah, I mean, even like I've literally been out there with him.
Yes.
To see if I could do it, and I wanted to do it, and I was like, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. like the amount of time you have to stay sharp
Yes.
and be waiting and ready. It's like you gotta train for it. Like I remember that's my first question to you. How do you stay so like there's certain shots you're waiting like hours and hours and hours. How do you stay sharp for all that time?
Let me tell you something. This is one thing I used to do with my ex-partner. We used to talk out shots, right? Meaning like he'll be next to me. I'll be like, yo, what time do you think they're gonna come? Yo, make sure you up. You know, and he used to do the same thing to me because I've been trained like that. Like yo, there it is. And then we have to be accountable for each other. So you gotta just be like really like, okay, like, yo, you think they're gonna come with it? Like you sometimes we tell the story before the story even gets out there. You know what I'm saying? Like we'll be like, yo, I think they're gonna come holding hands. Yo, you think they're gonna kiss? Yo, you think they're gonna, you think they're gonna know that we out here? Just to keep our minds like moving, because I'm talking 4 o'clock in the morning, 3:30 in the morning, that most people will be like this, like passed out, you know?
AKA me. I was not trying to be like that.
So you're gonna hear it in the stories. You're gonna hear it in the stories. Like it's real. Like it gets crazy. Like you get paranoid a little bit, But again, when you with somebody that has that kind of same kind of stuff with you, and you guys linked for so many years, you get into that zone that is like, yo, yeah, no, yo, and you just start making things up in your mind just to keep you on point.
All right, so already we're getting questions,
Go ahead.
right? Hold on, I just want to make sure.
All right.
All right, so Maria asked, who were the most wanted celebrities in 2019 for their videos and shots?
2019, that's a great question. It started getting a little kind of like bland a little bit. But 2019 was, especially in the beginning of 2019, it was all about Justin Bieber. You know what I'm saying? Like Bieber was going through a lot in 2019, especially in the beginning. I'm talking like life and death stuff, and we was there to not only document it, but to make sure he was good, because he had a lot of yes men in his camp, and a lot of the people were just letting him go, and he was in no condition to be left alone. And we were there a lot of times, no paparazzi, no nothing, and we were covering him. So we did a lot of work with him, and we kept a lot of stuff out of the media too. And I know he appreciates it. You know what I'm saying? But we definitely worked on him for a while. I mean, we could have made some serious money off of him, but he's like a little brother to me. So I look at him differently. But he was definitely the biggest shot because it was early on in their marriage, him and Haley. So they got married 2019 too, and but early on, it was all about him. Those two, that was the biggest story.
Cool. All right, and then hey Brian, she said, "What's happening?"
What up?
David Young asked, "How is being a pap during the coronavirus?"
You're looking at it. Well, I'll be honest with you. What I'm watching more than ever now is some of especially the New York paps. They put in, some of them are still out there. They're probably just a handful of them, like 3 or 4 guys. And is it worth your health? You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you could shoot from the car and stuff like that. You could stay in the car and shoot. But I mean, some of the shots right now, yeah, it's all right. And it's only a handful of people that's here, celebrity wise, but it's definitely not worth it, right? It's not worth it. They got new couples that's out right now, but they like no names, and you're just out there wasting time, especially people with families. It's just I don't know.
So
For me,
it's
not worth it.
It makes me think like it kind of brings up this whole essential worker thing, right? Like it probably makes me think that they have to do it. It's not that they want to do it; it's they need money to pay their bills. Like you don't think it's that?
Nah. because it's not enough, right? It's like
Money.
in LA, I understand LA, right? LA, a lot of celebrities live out there. You could tell. You could tell by what's going on over there because it's almost everybody that was from New York, like moved to LA. So there's about, I want to say 85% of the shots in period comes from LA right now. Like LA is a hotbed for celebrities because all of them are there.
Live there, yeah.
You know, like literally there. So New York wise, I just don't see it because if you're gonna do a couple people documenting, because this is huge, right? So people are documenting like empty streets, taking pictures of the empty streets and stuff like that. I get it, you know, but they got specific people that they're selling to. Right now, like if I take a shot right now, I'm not gonna see that money for 3 months or 4 months. There's not enough stuff out there for me to do that and put myself in jeopardy to get this virus and
Yeah.
then give it to my family. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you got to weigh the options, and the options of me surviving and me taking heed that I have to stay here and protect my family is way more important than anything that's out there right now.
That makes sense. That makes sense. So Charles says integrity, man, that's priceless. Charles, you know,
Thank you, Charles. Charles, thank you.
Charles gonna be on the show next week.
Yep. Monday, you're gonna see a live show. We're gonna have something special Monday. We're gonna have a live show with Miss Ari Sky, future superstar, and she's gonna do about 4 or 5 songs on here live. So we're gonna give you the time and everything. Right now, we're looking at like 8 o'clock, but we'll let you know over the weekend exact times.
Yes, yes. And then we got Maria. That's nice of you. He's been in the public since he was a teen, so it must be hard about Justin Bieber. All right, Jimmy, what's good? Do you know if any of the celebrities you've spoken about so far in your podcast have heard your podcast? If so, how did they respond?
So I've been trying to get the podcast to read. I've been trying to different avenues to get it to read. Eventually, she will listen to it because I know I'm gonna get through. I'm gonna get through the barricade. But I think Reed's probably gonna be the first one to listen to it. After Reed, probably Ari. Probably Ari's probably gonna be the next one after her. And then Justin is right around the corner because he's picking up on a lot of people on live, and he's actually answering almost everybody on there on Instagram right now. So you know, first I think it's Reed, then Ari, and then I think Justin is gonna follow suit. But they're gonna definitely hear it. They're gonna definitely hear it. I would love to hear their feedback. You know what I'm saying? That'll be amazing. You know, but eventually they will. They will.
All right. So more questions. While you guys ask your questions, I'm gonna ask some questions.
Okay.
So, all right. In one of the biggest things I always wanted to know is, what was the hardest shot you ever worked for? Like, what was like? You did so much to get this shot. Is it one of the ones that we're about to talk about in the podcast, or you know?
No. So this one was away from the podcast. It was Lindsay Lohan, right? When she was going through like the most, she lived out in Long Island with her mother, and her mother and father was fighting crazy, but they always wanted Lindsay. They always wanted Lindsay because she was kind of like, they were saying like a train wreck, but Lindsay was cool with us. You know what I'm saying? Like Lindsay was more for the thrill. Bless you.
Thank you.
Lindsay was like, okay, you want these pictures? You got to earn these pictures. You know what I'm saying? So I'm talking from like deep in Long Island. Like to get to from there to the city was about like 45 minutes to an hour where she lived. So we used to get from her house to the city 25 minutes. We were doing like 100, like. But think about this. It was like police officers going after the cars. Like people, because it used to be like at least 6 cars waiting by the house. And the driver was insane. He was an insane driver. And we were just like, hold on. You know, first I got to do a prayer and just hold on because she was worth like every time you get her, she was worth like at least $1,500, $1,700 every single time. And this is like 6 years ago, 7 years ago. So yeah, she was one of the craziest like ever, that you had to really earn your money. And then she'll come out the car and be like, "Hi guys." Like she'll give up the shot after, you do that. You know what I'm saying?
You earned it.
So it wouldn't be like chasing the car and then they all covered up like that. That would have been the worst. I would have never even got into it like that. It just, she made sure you earned every single shot you did. It was just a game she used to play. It used to be high stakes games.
She's still worth paparazzi?
Nah. She's okay. I mean, a couple $100 here and there, but she definitely lost so much. She lost a lot.
Got it. Of course, she was at her peak back then. Everybody.
Oh my God. Yeah. Her, Paris Hilton, all of them.
Yeah, the crew, right? They were together and shit.
That crew was crazy.
So, all right. Let me see what other questions I've had. All right, when you are papping, who's the best conversation during a pap? Because I know that's one of the things you're known for, talking back and forth.
Yeah.
Who's give me a top 5 of conversation.
Conversation top 5. Rihanna by far is number 1. She talks every single time. We be having conversations after the fact. Hugh Jackman is, oh my God, he's like one of the best. Yeah, he even met my daughter when she was young. He's just an amazing individual that loves to just talk. And those conversations is amazing too. The late Robin Williams was one of my favorite people in the world. He was like conversations that he used to just be like, Cesar, like we knew each other by name, and he was just an amazing guy, and he was great. Joan Rivers was just like, oh my God, like I can't wait to talk to Joan Rivers. You know what I'm saying? Like we used to get hyped. We used to be like, yo, Joan Rivers, oh my God, because she used to just come back with questions all the time. I come back with questions. Nice. So she's always great. And believe it or not, Wendy Williams, man, like me and Wendy Williams go back a long way, and she's always going one-on-one with me, but she always showing love. That's why one day we're going to be on that show. But Wendy Williams, yeah, those are my 5. Those are my top 5. I got others that surround it, but those 5 right there, those are my 5 greats.
All right. I got a question for the audience. Put your favorite social media platform other than YouTube. Yeah. I want to know where else you guys hang out. Because we know YouTube, you're on YouTube, but where else? Like we're trying to figure out where to put all our content. We want to know where to put it. Maria asked, so you mentioned bucks. For whose picture/video did you get the most? You don't need to say how much.
The most?
Yeah.
The most by far was the Jay-Z, Beyonce, and Solange. Yeah.
That's the last podcast, right? Or before the last one?
Well, it's the 6th podcast, right? And I got into it. I got into real deep with it. That was like the major story on that podcast. I should have saved it for the series, but I thought about the series after that, but it made that podcast really good because it got into the Met Gala and what makes the Met Gala, special. But by far it was 6 figures, and by far one of my biggest shots all time.
All right. What is the most negative experience you've had while trying to get a shot of a celebrity? One so bad it stuck with you to this day.
So one of the worst experience, and it turned into a great experience because we became real good friends after, was Jay-Z and Jay-Z's bodyguard. So Jay-Z in particular, Jay-Z used to tell the bodyguard he never wants to get filmed. He don't care about pictures. It's just something about video Jay-Z never liked. He never liked video back in the day. Now he's used to it. But back in the day, oh my God. Like, so the bodyguard was like 6'7", bald-headed, looked like he's from like Austria, right? And he used to come up to me and was like, yo, listen, man, Jay-Z don't want you to do video. I was like, I ain't trying to hear that, man. Like I used to just ignore him, you know. I was like, nah, I ain't trying to hear that. So I kept doing video, and he's like, yo, listen, man. He was like, yo, like, you can't do video. I was like, this is a public street, right? And he's like, yeah. I was like, I can do video. So he's like face to face with me. He was like, yo, you acting like I'm scared. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not scared of you. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm like, what are you gonna do? You know, are you gonna hit me? So the driver came running up, like, oh no, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. So they split us apart. Then I was like, you know what, this is not even worth it. You know what I'm saying? Like if you know, Jay-Z's gonna be mad that I'm doing this. But Jay-Z wasn't really doing nothing. It was just that was what the bodyguard was just saying, you know. Jay-Z was just eating and stuff like that. He was just kind of looking like, you know, whatever. But afterwards, right, I videotaped Jay-Z going into the car. I'm like, all right, Hov, take care, right? So he left. 2 days later, Jay-Z went to the same spot. So I came out and he was like, yo, you again? I'm like, yo, let's talk, man. Like I did security for so many years. I was like, let's talk. So he was like, yo, let's get to an understanding, right? Like, I got a job to do. This is when I worked with TMZ. So I was like, yo, I got a job to do, man. Like, I broke it down. I'm like, yo, they expecting these shots. And then he's like, really? And I was like, yeah, you know, I told him I'm here already. Jay-Z's here. You know, can we get along? You know what I'm saying? He was like, yo, listen, if you get in your car and you shoot from the back window and something like that, yo, you good. You know, and I went inside the car, reversed back, and I shot him from the car. I actually got better shots shooting him from the car than I was gonna get right there. So after that,
why? Why do you care? You just don't want people seeing him being shot?
So this is what it was. He didn't want people to see me and then look around trying to see him. You know what I'm saying? And see Jay-Z. You know,
because they see a paparazzi and they look for the star.
They look automatically. So I got it. You know what I'm saying? Like I got it. And it's all conversational, right? So he could have said that the first time instead of coming to me and like trying to intimidate me. You know what I'm saying? So after that, we just became friends. Like the next time he was like, yo, what is your name? And then, you know, I said my name and everything. That, yo, we got so cool. Like, you know, he passed away like 4 years ago. But yeah, he was like one of my good friends in the business. You know, we became real good friends, but we was about to go blow to blow that first time, though. It was crazy.
Damn.
Yeah.
So, all right. We getting some more questions. Charles asks, which celebrity got you starstruck to the point that you were excited like a fan more than a pap?
This hasn't happened like often. The only one pretty much like Beyonce pretty much sometimes gets me like, wow, you know, she has this kind of aura. Like, I don't know if you guys ever saw this movie called The Last Dragon, that glow, that glow. Charles, you're gonna know The Last Dragon, Charles. So that glow that Bruce Leroy had, right? Beyonce has that. She has that. And anytime I see Rihanna, like the initial, I'm always hyped when I see her, right? And afterwards, I'm just like, wow, like I really know her. Like I get to like I'm like, man, I know her, you know, and that's the only, but Beyonce by far, but I say what I say to her all the time. I'll be like, yo, what's up, B? I'm probably one of the only person that like besides Jay-Z that calls her B. So, but I'm not intimidated by nobody, but like kind of like, oh, like, wow, you know, like, yeah, Beyonce. I say Beyonce.
Charles says, so she has the halo.
Definitely she has the halo. She 100% has that.
That's a song. Right?
Yeah.
All right, so no other questions so far. Ask your questions, but my last question for right now, so I think more, is who's the celebrity that when they see paparazzi, they're cool, they're chill, they don't, you know what I'm saying, like, oh, get away from me, and you know, the ones that's just like cool with it, day one always.
By far, like there's no contest with this one. Hugh Jackman, like Hugh Jackman. Let me explain something to Hugh Jackman. he was playing freeze tag with his daughter, right? And he ran up to me and said, "Tag, you're it," right? And started running around like a little kid. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, yo, what? You know? And his face shines every time, you know, even when he's having a bad day, he'll be like, yo, guys, listen, I'll give you a block. After the block, just let me go, you know? And people be like, yo, Hugh, anything you need, you know what I'm saying? Because he's always been that guy that always gave up the shots. Anytime with his kids, he used to just hold his kids like, yo, look at, and be playful with it. He had his kids singing paparazzi one time to us.
Oh
You know?
wow.
Yeah. So he's the one that understood, you know, where we was coming from, understood that we had his best interests in heart. And yeah, he made it a game. He made it a game with his family. He made it a game, period. You know, so yeah, Hugh Jackman, he was the great one.
That's awesome. That sounds cool. Okay, so Jimmy 4x4 asked, how is the weekend with fans? How would you suggest fans approach interact with him?
So the weekend is two things about the weekend, right? If he's promoting promo mode, he will sign, take pictures. He's actually a very cool guy. Just don't catch him when he's like solo. Like if he's just walking in the street, like with the bodyguard and stuff like that, don't approach him, you know, because he kind of like don't want, it's like his personal time. So he usually be like, nah, not right now. If you catch, like he'll explain it too. He'd be like, yo, if you catch me, you know, sometimes you can still get him, but I suggest you get him while he's promoting like an album or a single, or if he's like on Live and Kelly, you know, like some of these shows, GMA, you know, he'll totally stop for fans. But when he's like by himself and he's doing his own thing and he's not promoting nothing, I suggest you just stay away from him, you know, just because his bodyguards are huge, and you don't want to be disappointed, you know what I'm saying? Like you don't want to be disappointed, you know. So, but he's a good dude though. Overall, he's a good guy.
All right, all right. So Shannon Williams, she's been with us almost every day too. I think every
And
day.
then,
Talk a little bit about information sharing. How you can or cannot. Why should or shouldn't you?
so information sharing. That's a great question. Information sharing is up to you, right? What the way I attack information sharing, I pick individuals that don't need other individuals. Meaning, like if somebody just knows drivers, doormen, um, security guards, and just usually those are autographers, like graphers, or people that get photos with the celebrities. They get cool with a lot of these people, but they roll solo, or they roll with like one more person, and they don't interact too much with the paparazzis. You could kind of work something out with that person because you don't work, you know, you're not going to bring other paparazzis, right? Because you want exclusive shots. So one hand, for me, is one hand washes the other, and you get cool with some of these people because they're out there. And I try to keep it into like a little bubble. I only got a handful of people that I trust in this business for a long time, and I don't want to give information to some certain people that call other people and ruin your shots. You know, that happened to me a couple times, and you learn from it. You know, it's a learning experience, but I try to keep it a tight little circle and, you know, grow with that tight circle, you know, grow through my career with that tight circle.
So how can someone ruin a shot? Like what does that mean?
So someone could ruin a shot by, especially if you have a photographer with you. So let's say I have a fan, right? That you know, they give me information before and stuff like that. And the fan comes, right? And it's their favorite person. Let's say the weekend, right? And all of a sudden the weekend is coming out of, let's say, Barnes and Noble, right? He has a book out. And the fan gets in front of us and takes the picture with him, like a selfie, like this, doing a selfie. And the bodyguard walks him to the car after the selfie, and we get nothing.
Uh,
And then they garage him after that. You know what I'm saying? You just
uh,
ruined the shot. And it's
uh,
you know, you not understanding that one hand washes the other,
yeah.
right? And if you want the shot, guess what? You got a photographer right behind you. turn them around and get the shot that way, right? So those are the kind of things that, you know, you have to work with. You know, the first time, you know, it's a mistake. The second time is like, yo, we're not calling you no more. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
That's good. Hopefully that answers your question.
Yeah.
Charles, have you ever been invited as a guest to hang out at times off work schedule?
Sure. Ariana Grande, right? We had a real amazing lunch with her, discussing what her future looks like. You know, this is when we figured out that she knew how to sing. You know, she invited us to lunch. She brought one of her best friends with her, and it was me and my whole crew. It was like four of us, and she paid for the meal, right? So, you know, as much as I was like, "Yo, you're not paying for it," she was like, "All right, I gotta use the bathroom," and she came back with the check. You know, so it was just like, "Yo, are you crazy, man?" So, it was, you know, she was the one that, you know, you know, she wanted really to know who we were and wanted to understand the business side of this. And yeah, we had a good time. We spent like 3 hours. We had lunch for 3 hours with her. Yeah, it was amazing. It was amazing.
Cool. Jimmy 4x4. I am fairly successful when trying to find celebrities in my hometown of Chicago by using
Yeah.
social media, following people in their circle on social media, etc. Do you have any useful tips to find celebs?
So Jimmy, you already know the ropes, right? You know what you got to do, right? So I would suggest you figure out what, like because I don't know Chicago too much, but I use my wisdom everywhere I go, and usually it's successful. Like I went to Barbados, and we got everybody we wanted there. You know, I knew nothing about Barbados. You know what I'm saying? So social media is huge. Um, Getting to know people, just be down to earth, right? Just get to know people. You know, that's one of my major things. You know, um, give people your phone number. You know, just be like, you know, doorman and stuff like that. They eventually, once you show up to a place enough times, people gonna ask you questions, and then just be like, you know, just be cool. You know, just be cool and collective. You know, most of the people ask me questions all the time, and I just be like, you know, I don't hide what I do. You know, I even show them the YouTube. You know what I'm saying? I'd be like, yo, this is what I do, and and then it gets into other conversations, and you can make friends quickly that way, and just cut, you know, being calm, you know, being with them and just talking to people. You know, I just talk to people. You know, I talk to everybody. Yeah, and that's the difference between me and most. Some people like to stay on their own, but you don't know who that person knows. You know, so I say be an open book and just talk to everybody.
Yeah. So Jimmy, is that answer your question? Are you trying to be a paparazzi? Are you trying to just meet celebrities? That's a question for you. Charles said Ariana Grande is his favorite. No more questions. Hmm. Anything else you want to tell the people, or?
I'm not. I mean, You know, I've been doing this for so long that, you know, it's crazy nowadays because while we're stuck in doing this like coronavirus stuff and being, you know, in the house and being quarantined, stories just start pop. It's like I'm getting these aftershocks of just stories now because I'm storytelling more.
Yeah.
So it's like you know, I've been in the military, so you know, I've seen guys have that postpartum kind of thing, like oh my god, like, and things will pop up. But in this case, like I'll be like, oh my god, that happened, like, oh, like, so I got to start writing down more stuff. But my creative side is starting to pick up even more, so it's been a curse and a blessing at the same time.
No, I think it's a blessing. I mean, people are dying, so
Yeah,
it's a
that's
blessing.
the only curse though. The
Yeah,
only curse is that people are like losing their lives, right?
yeah.
Me being inside my house and being creative is a blessing. Like I'm built for this kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? Like being creative and building from the ground up is what I do. You know what I'm saying? And Miguel's the same way. You know, I know, you know, I know he's the same way, you know. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. For me, I love it. I think we're getting so much done right now. It's crazy.
yeah.
It's crazy. We're like moving like we never got to move because we got to just sit still and do what we needed to do. So Shannon, I don't know if Shannon is a paparazzi. She knows a lot. She said, "Would you care to share some bad coworker stories? Sometimes working with other bad paparazzi can be horrible."
So I mean, I had to go against myself a couple of times. You know what I'm saying? Like it's overall, I had the best experience of my life for 15 years, right? So, but sometimes you have to second guess like certain things that you do because you're not built to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not built to do certain things, but there's so much money involved in certain things. Certain things I definitely didn't cross the line, but certain things I was just like, man, but the person I was with was like, yo, let's do it. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, okay, like, all right, you know. So sometimes you get caught between these lines. As long as you know, cross it all the way. One of the major things that happened was, when DJ AM died, right? That was very hard on me because he was such a nice guy. I met him twice, and he died overdose. You know what I'm saying? Alleged overdose. So I think it came out, but I always say alleged. I'm just built to say that. But that was hard, just seeing his body taken out of the building and stuff like that. I promised myself after that I was never gonna do anybody like passing away ever again. You know what I'm saying? Like I just don't do that anymore, and that's just morally like you just why you there, you know what I'm saying? Like you gotta respect that. But at that time I was working with TMZ and they were punching it like, yo, Cesar, you gotta be there. And then what I'm saying, it's your job. And it was like little threats here and there. And then it's like, all right, let me just do this. But I felt so low, after that. And that was my second one that I did. I forgot the other one, but that was my second funeral kind of thing going on. Yeah, yeah. So that's one thing that I that was my lowest point that I'll never do again. When it comes to like death or anything like that, I don't deal with that. I can't.
All right. So Jimmy says, thanks for the feedback. I'm actually not a pap. I'm a registered nurse, but
Yeah.
I have the spirit of a paparazzi. Definitely a
Nice,
big hobby of mine, meeting and interacting with celebs.
nice.
Maria, I think your voice is a gift for your job. I never ever subscribed to a pap channel. I watched a zillion BTS videos, but I noticed your voice and then the good videos and thought this guy is good at his job.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Like they a couple people told me early on they were like I can do voiceovers and stuff like that. So if anybody got a job for me to do voiceovers, I'm ready to go.
We're gonna have to get you an agent. We're gonna get you an
Yep,
agent.
yep.
What do you call it? PR agent. PR agent.
We got one on the works.
Yeah, we're gonna working on it. Working on
Yeah, yeah.
it. So anybody else have any questions, or should we just end it here? It doesn't look like anybody has questions.
Yeah, but I mean, overall, man, I'm loving this process. What's funny, I just got an email from this company out of Germany. They wanted me to do like a day in the life of a paparazzi not being out there anymore. So I had to do a complete video of me kind of doing this, and pitching the podcast and doing all the stuff like how much food I have in my pantry and things like that. Like quarantine life. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I had to do kind of a run through of that, and I have to kind of package a couple Ariana videos, couple Rihanna videos. They want 3 videos of me interacting with celebrities because I've been on their show before, and yeah, I mean that was fun. That was fun for me, and they're gonna pay me a nice little money for that too. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
That's right.
yeah,
With the brand.
yeah.
Yeah, so Charles said he can see your shield in the back, your superhero shield in the back.
That's what it is. Look at that.
um,
And I got my old cameras. Check out the old cameras.
Is that an Emmy?
So what that was, my first 3 months working at the Waldorf, I was doing my job so good, they gave me the Pride Award. You know, and think about it. People been there for like 5 years and never got that award ever, right? So me, 3 months in, and I was doing my thing. Like I was doing all the reports, like I was rushing to do because I was so excited. So I was just doing everything the most. Like, but that's what I built. Anytime I'm doing any work, I do it to the best of my ability. You know what I'm saying? So people were like real lazy and they were just chilling. And I was doing all the calls. They was like, yo, I got it. So for 3 months, I was going hard and they gave me the Pride Award. And you could see just haters like, man, this dude 3 months in, man, like keep kissing ass and, things like that. You know what I'm saying? So I was just like, yeah, whatever, bro.
Work harder.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So Shannon asked, any Elton John or Eric Clapton stories?
Funny. Eric Clapton always ran inside the hotel. Like he's so normal looking that I never really like. It'll be like the last second, be like, oh man, that's Eric Clapton. You know what I'm saying? So it'll be like, so I never really got him good. Elton John though, yo, he hates paparazzis, man. Like he hates paparazzis, man. So a couple times I got him, and like I was videotaping him going into the hotel, and he was like, "Yeah," I was like, "Have a good day, right?" And he'd be like, "Yeah, go fuck yourself." You know what I'm saying? Like he was saying, like, I'm like, "Yo, what?" And he's like, "What?" Like he'll be like, "What? Huh?" And I'm like, "What did you just say?" And then like my photographer be in front of him, and then he'll be like this, like the photographer, like I'll be like, "Yo, have a great day," right? And he'll be like, "Yeah, go fuck yourself," right? And then I'll be like, "What did you just say?" And then he'd be like, "No, nothing." And then the photographer is in front, he'll be like this. All the way to the cat. Yo, just a mean guy, man.
That's fucking hilarious.
Yo,
that's fun.
But I have fun with it.
A little bit more action.
But I have fun with it. You know what I'm saying? Like I have a good time with that stuff. Like I don't take none of that stuff serious.
That's funny. That's pretty funny. All right, so Jimmy 4x4 says, definitely do a day in the life when this quarantine is over. An honest day from start to finish of what it's like to be awesome to see. It would be awesome to see. Shannon asked Axl Rose.
Axl Rose was cool. Axl Rose was good. One of my favorites too was the other dude. He was on The Apprentice. I think he won The Apprentice too. Old school rocker too. Not Bon Jovi. Man, he used to have the long hair like Axl Rose and all of them. Man, it gotta come to me. But he was like one of the coolest guys ever. Man, I forgot his name, but he was real great. He's like, I think he's in the Hall of Fame too. But yeah, Axl Rose was cool. Like I had a good time with Axl Rose too. He's a good dude. Bon Jovi too. I had a good time with him. My guy is Bruce Springsteen though. Bruce Springsteen. I had dope conversations with Bruce Springsteen. That's the man. He's the man. So you could tell that's another guy that I looked at. I was like, man, like Bruce Springsteen, man. Woo! Like I grew up with his music. So yeah, he's another one that's up there with Beyonce. Yeah. He got another kind of aura about him, that he's like he's the boss. You know what I'm saying? Like he's like, yeah, like yo, all right, bro. So
what about Bret Michaels? Shannon asked, what about Bret Michaels?
That's the one I was thinking about, Bret Michaels. Bret Michaels, yeah. Oh my God, Bret Michaels is probably one of the nicest guys in the world. Like he's up there for me. He's up there with like Michael Bublé. You know what I'm saying? Like Bublé is my guy. Like he's my dude. So Bret Michaels, Michael Bublé, they like the same guy. They're amazing people. Amazing people.
Nice. So we don't got any more questions. I'm not sure you want to keep it going or end it here. Come back tomorrow.
No. Yeah. Let's cap it over here. Of course, I always have a great time. Question Q&A is amazing. Amazing. But yeah. We always here. Hopefully we get a nice guest for tomorrow. But if we ain't got no guests, We all good.
Also, let us know who we should be trying to get.
Yep.
Tell us the guests that you want us to try to get. We'll try to get them. Everybody's home right now,
Yep.
so maybe we get them.
But don't over exaggerate it, right? Like I wish I could get Rihanna. Right? I wish I could get Barack Obama on this. You know what I'm saying? Because somebody asked me where Barack Obama is at. I was like, I don't know. Like, why would you ask me that? You know?
I DM'd Obama. I'm waiting to hear back.
Yeah.
All right, so Jimmy is sending, although shots of rappers don't bring much money, have you ever gotten any shots of MGK, Machine Gun Kelly, and how did he interact with fans? And Maria asked, how long are we in quarantine? Right now, we don't know. It could be months, at least one more month. That's what they told us.
Yeah. They said 30 more days, but I don't think so. I think we're in here till like at least the beginning of June.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's it.
Any MGK? My boy is actually MGK's manager.
Machine Gun Kelly's always been good. Like, Machine Gun Kelly is amazing. Like, he's dope. He's a dope dude. Like, he's a cool guy, laid back. You know, he's amazing. Cool guy.
Cool. Shannon said Larry would be great. We're trying to get Larry on.
We're trying to get Larry on so bad. But Larry, you know, he's going through some things right now. I'm trying to get him for the weekend, you know what I'm saying? So we could do kind of an early show with him. That my daughter is not online. I tried to go online today because my daughter is online, you know what I'm saying, doing the school thing. Takes out my whole entire, like I can't even go online at all.
Yeah, you know? That's what during the day with me. So yeah.
So I tried it. I tried it today for the first time, and I literally couldn't even open up my email.
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah. But we're gonna try to get Larry for Saturday.
Maria asked, when did our quarantine start? It started like 3 weeks ago? 2 weeks ago?
I want to say 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago. Yep.
Well, here it is. We're day 14 of this live stream. We started doing it the day of quarantine. We said every day of quarantine, we going live.
Yep.
So we're 14 days. So it's exactly 2 weeks.
2 weeks. 2 weeks going straight for you guys. We've been going straight for you guys.
Thank you guys for coming, especially the ones that come every day. The Marias, the Shannons, the
Jimmy,
Charles,
Jimmy,
Josh.
Yeah.
Beatrice.
Yep.
Who else? I don't want to miss nobody. Yeah. Thank you guys.
So to answer Jimmy's question, about doing the beginning to end, like paparazzi kind of like following us around and stuff like that. We did a show like that. We did a 10-part episode with my ex-partner. If you just want to check out how it is, you know, it was a real fast pace. But you could check it out. It's a 10-part series. We got it on our YouTube. Check it out and let us know what you think about it.
Shannon asked, are grocery stores still open? Yes, they are.
Yep.
They're still, that's one of the major places getting passed around those, so you got to be very careful. Maria, cool. We are 3 weeks in it in Serbia. Wow. Yeah. So Jimmy said, thank you guys for doing this. So thank you for coming and watching. We'll be here every day. As long as we're in quarantine, we're here.
Yep. So,
all right.
So to take it away, we definitely appreciate you guys. Make sure you guys wash your hands. Not only that, another scary part of today, they said, even if you talk to somebody, the breath, like the little particles that come out, like you got to be very careful even talking to people out here right now. You know what I'm saying? Like,
everybody
wear a mask. If you don't find masks, wear at least a scarf over your mouth and just don't look their way. Like if you're talking to somebody,
your eyes, they say, so that's why you gotta wear fucking shades or whatever. Or they have a mask now. It's like covers your whole face.
But that's what people that's in like close quarters and stuff like that. Like, you really gotta just make sure you wash your hands and make sure you cover your mouth, just to protect other people too. And just stay safe out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen to what people gotta say. if you ain't got to go outside, don't go outside. Like it got to be real dire for you to go outside. Like don't go outside just to go outside. I freaked out the other day because like my kids went outside to play in the yard, and then my neighbor kids was gonna come over and play with my kids. So one of the kids kind of came over to my son, and I yelled. I was like, "Get back inside!" Like it was like like I was losing my mind. I lost my mind. So I'm very protective right now, especially if we're gonna do this quarantine thing. Let's do it right. You know what I'm saying? And you never know who has it, where they've been, so I know where my kids are. I know where my wife is. So I want to protect that. And I want you guys to do the same thing, you know what I'm saying? And really pay attention what's going on around us right now.
Cool. On that note, any last words?
Much love. Check out our podcast. We're dropping it tomorrow. Tomorrow, the series. I'm so excited for this 4-part series. Of course, I'm excited for the podcast, but I want y'all to listen to the stories of how we got the big shots, the money shot, because it's going to lead to something else afterwards. So that's going to be something else after the 4-part that I'm going to drop after this. After we get up to 10. We're going to let you guys know a little secret we're going to do. So just go through it and peace out.